When you first dare to dream big, the world has a way of reminding you where you come from. People will look at you, measure your background, your circumstances, your resources, and then politely tell you to be realistic. But I want to tell you something that I have learned through every phase of my life. Dreams have no borders. They don't recognize where you were born, how much money you have, what school you went to, or what others think you're capable of. The size of your dream is never the problem. The size of your belief is. You see, there's a difference between wanting something and believing in it. Most people want success. Most people want to live a life of meaning. But the moment the dream looks too far, too big, too complicated, they start retreating. They shrink their goals to fit their fears. But you must do the opposite. You must grow your courage to fit your dream. Because no matter how impossible it looks, if your heart is in it and you're willing to fight for it, the world eventually moves aside. I came from a place where the idea of reaching global recognition, of changing the system, of creating something truly lasting, it all seemed laughable at first. And believe me, I heard it all. They told me I wasn't made for it, that it had never been done before by someone like me, that I should stay in my lane. But I didn't listen, because when your dream is real, it lives inside you like a fire. And you either let it burn everything holding you back, or you let it slowly die out. The choice is yours. This is what I want to say to anyone listening right now who feels like they're too far away from where they want to be. You are not. You may not have everything yet, but you have what matters. You have the ability to decide. Decide that your dream matters. Decide that you won't be small just because others are scared of thinking big. Decide that your background won't write your future. Because once you make that decision, you will start seeing the world differently. You'll stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating it. People often ask, but what if I fail? Let me ask you, what if you succeed? What if everything you imagine is actually possible, but only if you're brave enough to chase it? The truth is, the journey is never smooth. There will be setbacks. There will be people who doubt you. You might even doubt yourself. But you must remember, your dream didn't come to you by accident. It came to you because you're the one who's supposed to bring it to life. That dream is your responsibility. No one else will believe in it the way you do. No one else will fight for it the way you can. And that's okay. Don't wait for the applause. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the right time. Just start. Start where you are with whatever you have, and never let your starting point define your destination. Because the truth is, nothing is more powerful than a person who refuses to give up on something they believe in. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how impossible it seems. The world belongs to those who dare to dream and who are willing to work like their dream is already real. Chase your dream, no matter how big. Every journey begins with a vision. Before you take your first step, before a single person believes in you, before there's any proof that it can be done, you need to see it in your mind. You need to feel it in your heart. You're drifting, but with a vision, you're creating, you're choosing your path, even if no one else understands it yet. There was a time in my life when the vision I carried was so far from my current reality that even those close to me thought I was delusional, and maybe I was. But that's what vision is. It's the ability to see something that doesn't yet exist and believe in it so strongly that you start moving toward it as if it already does. The world around you may not change immediately, but when your vision is clear, you change. Your focus sharpens. Your energy aligns. You stop getting distracted by noise, by critics, by setbacks, because your eyes are on something bigger. A strong vision gives you discipline. When you have a deep sense of purpose, you stop wasting time on things that don't serve it. You start making choices that bring you closer to your goal, even when they're uncomfortable. You stop chasing approval. You start building. You sacrifice ease for impact. You learn to live with criticism, with doubt, even with failure, because your eyes are locked on something that hasn't yet arrived but is already real to you. And that's the key. It has to feel real to you. Nobody else is going to hand you a vision. Nobody else can dream for you. You have to find that fire inside yourself. What do you care about so deeply that you dedicate years of your life to it? What would you keep doing even if it brought no applause? What future can you see that others still can't? That's your vision. And once you find it, hold on to it like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. People often think vision is some grand mystical thing. It's not. It's a decision. It's you saying, this is who I want to become. This is the world I want to help create. And then every single day you remind yourself of that. You work toward it when it's hard. You work toward it when it's boring. You work toward it when no one's watching. That's what turns a vision into reality. Not just dreaming about it, but showing up for it with everything you've got. The truth is, you don't rise without vision. You don't break barriers or build anything meaningful by accident. You do it by seeing something others can't and refusing to let that image die. A powerful vision pulls you forward. It gives meaning to your struggle and purpose to your pain. It helps you endure because you know where you're going, even if you're not there yet. Never underestimate the power of a clear vision. The moment you commit to chasing a dream, life will test you. It won't be easy, and it's not supposed to be. Anything worth having will demand something from you. It will push you, stretch you, break you in places you didn't know could bend. The road will be long, and at times it will feel like you're walking it alone. But that's the reality of chasing something big. It's not meant for the faint-hearted. It's meant for those who are willing to keep going when everything tells them to stop. There were times when I was surrounded by failure, times when every step forward seemed to come with 2 steps back. I faced moments of deep frustration when nothing seemed to work, when every door stayed shut, and when even those I trusted began to question the dream. But I never allowed those moments to define the journey, because if you let failure become your identity, it'll stop you from reaching the place you were meant to go. People often think success is a straight path. It's not. It's full of detours, delays, even dead ends. But what matters is that you don't quit. You keep showing up. You keep adjusting. You keep learning. And you keep walking. Even when you can't see the finish line, especially when you can't see the finish line. That's when your character is built. That's when the dream begins to shape you. You will be tested in ways you didn't expect. Some days the test will come from the outside, rejection, loss, criticism. Other days it will come from within, doubt, fear, exhaustion. But every single time you have a choice, give in or keep moving. And that decision, repeated over and over, is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. I've seen people with all the talent in the world give up too soon because the journey got hard. I've seen people quit when they were just one more effort away from a breakthrough. That's why it's so important to stay committed to your vision, not just when it's exciting, but especially when it's painful, when no one is clapping, when no one is watching, when you're not even sure it's working. That's when your belief must be stronger than your circumstances. There's no shortcut, there's no easy way, but there is a way, and it belongs to those who keep walking, one day at a time, one decision at a time. Even when you fall, you rise. Even when it hurts, you grow. And slowly, that persistence begins to carve a new path, one that others said couldn't be made, one that didn't exist until you walked it. So if the road feels tough right now, good. It means you're in the fight. It means you're on the path. Don't turn around just because it's hard. Don't give up just because it's slow. Keep moving, keep building, keep believing. The ones who win are the ones who refuse to stop. When you chase a dream that's bigger than yourself, people will question you. They'll doubt your ability, your choices, even your sanity. You'll hear voices, some from outside, some from within, telling you to play it safe, to be realistic, to stop reaching so high. That's when you have to learn something critical. Block out the noise and believe in yourself. There were many moments when I stood alone with nothing but my conviction, no guarantees, no applause, just belief. And that belief became my fuel. You can't afford to let every opinion shape your direction. If you do, you'll end up living someone else's idea of what your life should be. The truth is, most people project their own fears onto you. They're not judging your dream, they're expressing their limits. Don't borrow their doubt. You've got to build a mindset that's stronger than the noise around you. A mindset that's rooted in purpose and driven by inner clarity. Because when you believe in yourself, you stop needing validation. You don't shrink when you're underestimated. You rise. You don't retreat when it gets hard. You adapt. That self-belief isn't arrogance, it's alignment. It's knowing that your dream came to you for a reason, and it's your responsibility to see it through. You won't always feel confident. There will be days when the doubt creeps in, when the failures speak louder than your progress. That's natural. But don't let those moments define you. In those times, remind yourself of why you started. Remind yourself of what you've already overcome. Reconnect with the vision that first lit the fire inside you. That's how you protect your belief. Silence the distractions. Focus on your goal. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, not those who belittle your ambition. And most importantly, talk to yourself like someone you believe in. Because your mindset shapes your reality. If you keep telling yourself it's possible, and you back it with consistent action, then sooner or later, it will be. So when the noise gets loud, go quiet, tune into your own voice, and let that voice remind you of the strength you carry. Believe in yourself, even when no one else does. Chasing a big dream isn't just about passion and belief. It's also about sacrifice. People love to talk about success, but they rarely talk about what it costs. If you want something truly meaningful, something that impacts lives, that outlives you, then you have to be willing to let go of comfort. You have to make choices that others might never understand. There were moments in my life when I had to walk away from things most people spend their whole lives trying to achieve. Fame, security, an easy path, I could have held on to those. But if I had, I would have never become who I was meant to be. Every dream asks for something in return. It may ask for your time, it may ask for your energy, but the bigger the dream, the bigger the sacrifice. That's the trade. And only those who are willing to pay it ever reach the top. You'll be tempted to take shortcuts. You'll be tempted to hold on to what's familiar. But comfort never leads to greatness. The real work happens when no one's watching, when you say no to distractions, when you choose discipline over convenience, when you miss out on what's easy because you're building something that matters. You might lose people along the way. You might find yourself isolated because your vision makes others uncomfortable. That's part of it too. Growth demands separation. Sometimes you have to step away from what's ordinary to create something extraordinary. And that separation is never easy. The truth is, every successful person you admire has given something up to get where they are. You just don't see that part. You don't see the hours they didn't sleep, the relationships they had to let go, the comforts they put on hold. But those are the choices that make the difference. So ask yourself, what are you willing to let go of to become who you were meant to be? Because if you're not ready to sacrifice, then you're not ready to lead. You can't hold on to the old life and expect to build a new one. At some point you have to choose. And once you choose, commit to it fully. If your dream is big, your sacrifice must match it. There comes a point in every journey when you realize your dream isn't just about you. Yes, it starts with you, your passion, your belief, your sacrifice. But if you keep going, if you keep pushing through the doubt and the difficulty, something beautiful begins to happen. Your journey starts to light the way for others. You become more than a dreamer. You become a source of inspiration. That's what true success is. Not just achieving something great, but using your journey to lift others, to show them what's possible, to remind them that they can rise too. Because there's someone out there who's watching you right now. Someone who doesn't even know you, but sees a piece of themselves in your story. And if you keep moving forward, you're not just reaching your destination, you're pulling someone else forward with you. You don't need to have all the answers to inspire others. You don't need to be perfect or have everything figured out. You just need to be real. Honest about your struggles. Transparent about your setbacks. Open about the fact that it hasn't been easy, but you're still standing. That kind of authenticity is powerful. It connects, it motivates, it creates momentum that spreads far beyond what you can see. When you choose to pursue a dream with everything you have, you're planting seeds. Some of those seeds you'll never see grow, but they'll grow anyway. Inside the people you touched, the minds you opened, the hearts you gave hope to, that's the impact that lasts. Too many people think legacy is about being remembered. It's not. It's about being useful while you're here. It's about turning your pain into a message, your progress into a pathway, your dream into an example. Because once you've climbed your own mountain, the real work is helping others climb theirs. That's why it's not enough to just succeed. You have to serve. You have to take the lessons you've learned and pass them on through your words, your actions, your choices. Every day you have an opportunity to lead by example. And that kind of leadership has nothing to do with status or titles. It's about influence. It's about integrity. It's about showing others what's possible when you refuse to quit. So if you've made it through failure, through fear, through sacrifice, don't just hold on to that experience. Share it. Let your life speak louder than any speech ever could. Be the kind of person whose journey gives others the courage to begin theirs. That's how you turn a dream into a legacy. So here we are. We've talked about dreaming big, seeing the vision before anyone else does, walking through failure, silencing the noise, making the hard sacrifices, and turning your journey into something greater than yourself. But none of this matters, none of it, unless you decide. Decide to stop waiting, decide to stop doubting, decide to stop living small just to make others comfortable. Because in the end, your life will not be measured by what you plan to do or what you hope to try. It will be defined by what you actually dare to chase, despite the fear, despite the odds. And I promise you, the moment you take that first bold step, life begins to open in ways you never imagined. So don't hold back. Chase your dream, no matter how big